Hey everyone, I hope you're well. I want to talk about Sound and I want to talk about ONDS here and what is going on with these two stocks and why I think they do deserve your attention here for sure. Hope you're well. Markets open up today. Going to be a good week. Nvidia, obviously, that's one of the main things everyone will be watching this week. And who knows, the market might just be on pause until we see what happens here with Nvidia. So let's get into the conversation of these two stocks. ONDS here. This is a company this is one of the secret companies that I've been watching here. And I was like, okay, I see a lot of people comment about it. I was like, okay, I'll talk about it. I think you guys know a lot of companies that I watch, but maybe some I don't talk about publicly, but I will talk about this publicly. With this right now, obviously this company just came out with a huge revenue. Huge revenue. I mean, it was like, what just happened? Now, this was back a moment ago, and the stock shot up pretty aggressive to around $11. Even I think it went to like $14 pre-market at that same week. Right now with this company, this is definitely a situation of like it's resembling a Soun-Hound like last year and obviously I'm going to talk about Soun-Hound, but if you know kind of the history of the last 2 years, particularly here with Soun-Hound, Soun-Hound has completely, redirected their finances of what they're doing now. I mean, they went from a company that was like, I don't know if this is going to work, to like everyone's talking about Soun-Hound, and like they're considering this to be a very, a trackable company here in the future, Soun-Hound, which is crazy. It's crazy in the sense that because just like 2 years ago, like no one was giving it the time of day. Everyone was talking about C3. Now C3 is having some trouble here, but it's not saying anything bad about C3. So this one right here, ONDS, I'm not telling you to buy this by any means, but I am saying I do think that as more as we see AI, tech, these kind of things do wonders. I definitely think this is a moment where this company is something that needs to be paid attention to. Now, the funny thing about this is that when this company released these quarterlies, with what's going on here, this is kind of when the market started to sell off. So it was like this big party of like, oh my God, look at these quarterlies. And then it was like, boom, we just started for over a month, essentially now. It's been a month of just every week the market has had just some kind of drama filled in with it. So this really never got the push that it would have had probably like back in September, even August. There is no doubt if this quarterly particularly that had just come out with this company here, this stock probably would have ran to like 15 to 20 bucks. I mean, because that is a huge shift in finances, what just happened there. And the company too is reallocating money back into themselves and really pushing. You're seeing this a lot with AI stocks where they're all fighting for the top-notch position with the best software, everything. I mean, you can't talk enough about how Big Bear's doing that right now. So I would definitely, I'll see who even cares about this stock. I try to throw some new company stocks out there every now and then to see who even wants to continue to hear about them. But I'm not telling you to buy this by any means. I'm not telling you that. But what I am telling you is, if you have a tech board and you're like, what are some cheap tech stocks, things to watch, especially ones that are like doing better financially and they like have a little something more to prove, even than some maybe more expensive ones, this is definitely one of them for sure. This is definitely one that I would definitely look at right now, because if you know me, I love autonomous systems, just an autonomous world in general, and this company is really focusing on that right now. So yeah, that's all I'll say about it. I'm just gonna, like I said, I just want to throw this out there in the water and see who's wanting to know about it. I have been paying attention to it for sure. It's been going around in the chat groups, and I'm curious to see and watch what's going to happen here. It's hard to really evaluate what the market is doing right now, because we just don't know. With the government opening back up, we've got Nvidia reporting quarterlies this week. Are we gonna have a rate cut here in the beginning of December? What is about to happen? Are we just gonna have another big run here in the market where really just like the Mag 7 and a lot of the bigger tech companies do well and low cap stocks don't really get going in here? There's really a divided shelf right now in the market, so it's kind of hard to I just don't feel comfortable telling people right now, like, hey, things like Big Bear, things like, this one right here, Sound, all this are going to have another run. I don't feel really comfortable telling you that because the market there's stuff I don't know. No one knows, from Tom Lee down. Like, no one knows what is coming here, but we have kind of an idea, just not fine new details, if that makes sense here. So Soun-Onds, I am completely drinking the juice on Soun-Onds. I've been drinking the juice on Soun-Onds. I've been here for a long time with this. Soun-Onds just came out with their Q3s, and they were just another $40 million in quarterlies. Now, if you're looking at that and you're going like, well, it was just like the same one, it wasn't that big of a deal. That is a big deal. That is a big deal. Even though this didn't like please Wall Street that much, because Wall Street just wants, mammoth quarterly on top of mammoth quarterly. This was a huge moment here with Soun-Onds. I mean, this company went from producing $5 million quarterlies to now, just in a short time, we're at these $40+ million quarterlies. Soun-Onds has had a tremendous year last year, an even better year this year. I am really curious to see what we are going to get ourselves into here with Soun-Onds going into 2026 here. And right now, this is really like the best evaluation price that we've seen here lately, with Soun-Onds being around this $12, $11 position. I do think, I'm going to be honest with you, I do think if we can see the market come back here, Soun-Onds, if the market comes back here, we'll see how aggressive it comes back here. I imagine we'll have a few more good days here in the market, obviously, but Soun-Onds more than likely is going to swing back up to $12 to $15 easily. $13 to $15 easily. I think that's probably pretty obvious. Now, it going back to 20 right now, the market's really going to have to take off again, and it's going to have to take a lot of these lower cap stocks with it. Could it happen? Sure, it could happen. We've seen it a few times this year already, but going into 2026, if you're like, I really want to hold solid, good stocks right now, things that are producing good quarterlies. Soun-Onds, no doubt, is producing good quarterlies. And, and still, even, I will say this, holding Soun-Onds obviously is a little scary at the moment. I get that because, even for me mentally, where I think about Soun-Onds right now, these are all new price points with Soun-Onds when it comes to revenue. They are in a whole new stream of revenue. And for an investor buying into Soun-Onds right now, and you look at this new, we've only had 2 quarterlies here where they produced over $40 million quarterlies. They've never done that before. So, there is a part of me in my brain that goes like, can they continue to do this? Well, maybe they can, and maybe they continue to push up into bigger quarterlies. Soun-Onds has captured a lot of deals from automakers, fast food restaurants, breaking into a European market this year. They've done a lot of amazing things. Now, if they can continue to compound on top of that into 2026, this could be a really special stock. It's already done wonders for people. I know a lot of people that were buying the stock at $2, $3, $4, $5 here not long ago, and it has had some crazy runs here this year alone. Swing trades, whatever you've done with it. So, it's really, I think it's going to be another dark horse into 2026 here. Until we see what Nvidia does this week, friends, I don't know if the market's going to give us a lot of clues. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm fully expecting Monday here, Tuesday, just to be kind of boring days in the market. Now, I say that, and we'll see what happens here. But time will tell. Every time Nvidia releases quarterlies, leading up to the Nvidia quarterlies, the market is really just kind of waiting around to see what happens, usually. And right now, the market's in a little, probably this year so far, this is the weirdest time we've had with the market because we've had such a mammoth run in the market. There's a lot of drama going on in the market right now, from tariffs to stimulus checks Trump's talking about, to, even the China tariffs, to, are we getting the rate cut, data we're not getting. There's a lot of unknowns. Is the government going to shut back down in January? There's a lot of just what ifs going on right now, and it's hard for the market. It's like the market either wants to run to space or it wants to fall down to the bottom of, the biggest mountain possible. So it's really hard to say what we're going to run into here this week. But like I said, I'm not really expecting much probably until like Thursday. That sounds so boring, but we'll see what happens here. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the market starts to pick up some pace here and do well. We'll see what happens. Friends, like I said, just want to keep that short and sweet, and just, I see people like, are you still in the stock, Soun-Onds? And, I've seen people comment on ONDS here. And I just wanted to put that out there and talk about it. Friends, I hope you're well. I really do mean that, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.